So overall, it was just very lengthy, but it wasn't anything difficult.
Let me go get some gloves.
What are you doing, Teddy? Are you stretching? Is that a scary pumpkin? He stretches whenever he's not sure about something. And right now, he's not so sure about that pumpkin. What is that, Teddy? You've never seen such a thing. Oh, I just got on my drain bag. That's nice.
I'm scaring him.
He ate it.
No, Ted. He sure did. He's eating it.
Dogs can have pumpkin seeds, right?
Yeah, but preferably cooked.
Where are we going?
You want to go to Milan or the other one?
We went to a pumpkin patch earlier. We tried to go to one last night, but there were too many triggers because it was like the fair. And when we got there, they wanted $15 per person, which would have made it $60 to get in just to be there for 15 minutes when I couldn't do anything else. So we didn't do that, but I'm glad I got to go today. We brought Teddy and he was very well behaved, contrary to how he'd been earlier in the day. Today is my last day of IV antibiotic. I'm kind of nervous for when it's over because I don't want to have more infection problems, but hopefully this will clear everything. I haven't ran fever again. I had to do something very difficult for me while I was still in the hospital when we didn't know if I was about to have to undergo emergency surgery again because the surgery team had come in saying it was a big possibility. I had to drop my college classes because this kept happening every couple weeks. I just need to focus on my health and trying to prevent this from happening, although I'm not sure that I can do such a thing. But I just needed the break. But I've only done that once, and that was when I had first started having mast cell reactions when I was 17. I was dual enrolled while in high school, so I did college in high school, and I had to drop my courses then because I literally couldn't sit up in bed, and I was airlifted out of state to a different hospital to try to help me. But that was years ago, and I have not done it since. I still continue doing my classes, no matter what, even in the ICU, sitting in the ICU bed doing school. School is one of those things that grounds me. I feel like I'm good at it. It doesn't require a lot of effort normally, depending on what the class is, but I just, with everything going on, and I didn't want to have deadlines hanging over. And my courses are only 8 weeks, so as soon as in another 6 weeks, I'll be right back in classes. But that was just kind of hard. But, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. We weren't taking a picture. Hi. I'm kind of gotta put that up there. The week before I ended up admitted, I started having this really weird blood pressure discrepancy between both arms. So when I would take my blood pressure on the left, it would be extremely low, like 70s, over 50s. And then when I would take it on my right arm, it would be normal. Or at least way higher than the 70 over 50 of the left arm. I ended up having an emergency cardiology appointment with the PA because my cardiologist wasn't in. And he ordered this ultrasound vascular study that is supposedly going to take 2 hours.
You're good.
He's checking for some EDS complication that can cause different aneurysms in the subclavicle, and it'll catch blood clots, dissections. I'm not having the blood pressure discrepancy now. That discrepancy went away as soon as I began IV antibiotics. So I'm assuming that it's some sort of infection response, and my body just does weird things when it's stressed out. But I'm still having the test done because I feel like I've never had this test before, and if I ask for help and then don't ever do what anyone suggests, then no one's ever going to want to try to help me. So I am toughing it out and going to try to make it through this test.
How often do y'all do these?
Do them a good bit. I feel like the arms are one of the less common. And now it's gonna take a pressure on that finger, okay?
Well, the test is done.
Yes.
It was called an upper arterial duplex, and they just took my blood pressures on my fingers, my wrist, and my upper arm, and then they did an ultrasound from my neck down to my wrist. So overall, it was just very lengthy, but it wasn't anything difficult. And then we had to make sure they had my safe ultrasound jelly.
We're in the right place, Shani.
I believe we parked over in that room. I react to the regular ultrasound jelly that's green and in the bottle, but I do fine with the clear sterile jelly in the pouch. Ever since surgery, I have been on a continuous drain through my G-tube. I used to use Ferrell bags to vent, and the Ferrell bags, I would fill those suckers up in like 5 seconds flat. But when I was in the hospital, they had me using these barred drain bags that are for urinary catheters, but they'll fit into my G-tube extension. So my home health company ordered those, and those have been working wonderfully. I made cute little covers for them that I posted on Instagram, so you can't see all the growdiness. But since I have been venting, earlier today I noticed I have a GI bleed. I've had one ever since I was in the hospital last time it started, and it's kind of just been off and on. But today it was bright red. I was always told to go to the hospital when you start venting bright red, but you know, I am just sick of this hospital. I mean, the hospital's great. They treat me wonderful here, but I'm tired of going back and landed in ICU every time, you know. Luckily it did stop. I mean, of course, if it gets like profusely, I'm gonna go, of course, but I'm gonna hold off for now. Maybe see if I can get a appointment with my regular GI to see what she wants to do about this. But yeah, I'm gonna end this vlog here, and next week, well, starting tomorrow, I'm going to start the Halloween vlog. Halloween is my favorite. I love dressing up. I'm excited to reveal my themed costume this year. Last year it was Game of Thrones theme, and the year before that it was Star Wars. I'm not gonna do characters this year though. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good week, and thanks for watching.